It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond. Welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It is time to meet Team 256. Al Martin, he is the host of Current Sports, AM 870 WKAR, Midnight Workout Fanatic, and he is one of just 4 guys who have ever hosted this show.
Wow.
Al, how are you?
Just one of 4.
Yeah, and you
that's
survived.
exclusive. I did survive. I tried to do you justice while you were out, Jack. But hey, it's great to be a part of the panel.
Some people have turned it down. They've said it's career threatening. But you,
I took it straight on. I said, hey, big shoes to fill. Hopefully I did it some justice. All right. Thank you, Jack.
Hey, we got football season in our midst now. We're all in, right?
We are all in. I can't believe that we are sitting here. It's past mid-August now, Jack. And now we're just under 2 weeks before the start of college football, 3 weeks away from NFL. Oh, I can't wait to see the pigskin flying through the air. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
Want to welcome back Darian Harris, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of the 2015 Big Ten champions, budding broadcaster, graduate student, youth coach, future athletic director. You had a big event this week for the Sadler Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. Thursday at the Whitecaps game. I was definitely glad to be a part of that. It was a fundraiser for both the Sadler Foundation and Chad Tuff as well. It was MSU versus UM rivalry day at the Whitecaps game, so that was fun. I got to throw out the first pitch. It was my first pitch.
Is it a strike?
It got across the plate.
Okay.
A little high, but maybe an umpire would have given me that.
Wide strike zone.
Wide strike zone, I'd have been just fine. So it was fun. You know, a lot of people said I should have did a little bit more, but I told them maybe the first pitch, but you just want to get it across the plate. Just get it across the plate and you're good to go.
Great job, by the way, BTN on the bus tour. Everyone who saw that said, man, this guy, is he a regular? Is he on the bus tour? No? Then bring him in special just for the Michigan State stop. That had to be a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Those guys are great. It's just talking ball, just talking straight football, which is what I love. So it's definitely a good time.
Also joined by Doug Warren. He is Director of Sports Programming for the Spotlight Radio Network. He is producer of The Drive with Jack and Tom, jackandtom.com. He's our pro football historian. And he was with me last week when Tom Crawford was hosting the show. And we were at the NFL Legends Classic, Doug.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Look forward to that every year in Chicago, going down and seeing all the NFL legends. And this year we got to meet another legend in broadcasting, Bob Costas. And as nice a guy as you could expect, Bob Costas was, so that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And we'll talk more about that. We're going to have a special segment about those 21 pro football players, 9 Hall of Famers who joined us in Barrington, Illinois, benefiting the Shinsky Orphanage. We'll be right back. It's the Big Picture segment, and we'll talk about chaos and problems in Columbus and College Park. Up next on Press Pass.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda. New 2018 Honda Accord LX, just $249 a month. Or new 2018 Honda Civic LX, only $169 a month. During the Honda Summer Spectacular event at Capital Honda. Because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
We focus intensely on doing the big and small things right for our clients. The guiding principle of our work is that we always put the client first.
Yep, we cover Michigan. We cover from the UP to the D, and the backfields and cornfields in between. We cover touchdowns to tailgates, blitzes to break-ins, and halftime to hail damage. We're there for good times, hard times, and past times. Yep, we're the official insurance partner of the Detroit Lions because we're Michigan's insurance company. Find your coverage anywhere in Michigan at farmbureauinsurance.com.
If you're not well, but it's not an emergency, choose Sparrow Fast Care for things like infections, the flu, allergies, even the common cold.
But if you need x-rays, stitches, or to mend some broken bones, then choose Sparrow Urgent Care.
From Lansing, DeWitt to Okemos
to East Lansing, Mason, and Grand Ledge, and now open on Michigan Avenue in Lansing.
Walk in or check in online at sparrowcares.org. Sparrow Fast Care
and Sparrow Urgent Care.
Healthcare at the speed of life.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
Chris, this is like some of the cars the Graff family has sold over the last 104 years.
Yeah, no power steering, no radio, no GPS, no OnStar. Boy, boy, a lot's changed.
Yeah, and for the good. But some things haven't changed.
Like making friends and saving people a lot of money.
Drive away a 2018 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 as low as $148 a month. Or get a new Equinox LT starting at just $109 a month.
It's our annual anniversary sale, and you're getting the presents.
During our Graf anniversary sale going on now at every Graf dealership.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Got a car to sell? The Team 1 Buying Center will buy it. All makes, all models, no hassle. Come in with your title, walk out with cash. The Team 1 Buying Center. We pay more. We pay now. We pay cash. The easiest and most profitable way to sell your car. And don't worry, we'll even give you a ride home. Team 1!
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug and I were last Sunday and Monday for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Well, I'm going to address the 2009 because I've been asked about that. 2009, Zach was an intern, a very young couple. As I do any time that I imagine most coaches or people in leadership positions, you receive a phone call, first thing you do is tell your boss, let the experts do their jobs. We're certainly not going to investigate. It came back to me that what was reported wasn't actually what happened, and so Shelley and I actually both got involved because of our relationship with that family and advised for counseling and wanted to help as we move forward. 2015, I got a text late last night that something happened in 2015, and there was nothing, unless, once again, there's nothing, once again, I don't know who creates a story like that.
Don't know if we have collusion or obstruction of justice, but we definitely have a couple of different stories, and Urban can't get his straight. Doug Warren, you were there in Chicago when Urban Meyer was dancing around and then attacking Brett McMurphy for the report about Zach Smith. Now the investigation in Columbus is supposedly done, expecting announcement tomorrow. What will we learn and what will happen to Urban Meyer?
We'll learn that Ohio State is an absolute mess. I mean, this thing just keeps twisting and turning like you couldn't imagine. A soap opera couldn't have a storyline like this. Urban Meyer, I don't think anything's going to happen to him. Early on, I thought, he might lose his job. Then I thought maybe suspension. But the way things are looking right now, I think they're going to try to just get him back on the field as quickly as possible. The Zach Smith, Courtney Smith thing is going to have to play itself out in court. And as good a coach on the field as Urban Meyer, as I've said this before, he's the Rick Pitino of college football. I win at all costs, and it's just not the right way to go. The guy doesn't have a lot of ethics.
Our friend Bruce Hooley still thinks he is done. Okay. Al Martin, Urban Meyer lose his job, suspended, or he's right back out there for game one?
Well, I'll say this. There are two different conversations we need to have here. I think with the breaking news over the weekend concerning Zach Smith.
Yeah.
Right? From an optics standpoint, looks absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. And I don't know how you can look at a story like that and say to yourself, all right, there's great character on that Ohio State football staff, right? I don't know how you can look at a story like that, a man that was hired by Urban Meyer, and not question the character of Urban Meyer.
Right.
Really. So
had him with him at Florida, too.
Exactly. Had him with him at Florida as well. And also, the second conversation we have to have here, when it comes down to the punishment, as Doug just talked about for Urban Meyer, it all comes down to this. If he knew, upon knowing the domestic violence history of Zach Smith, did you follow protocol?
Right.
Did you go to the Title IX office or not? And he's already lied, as you just heard, blatantly lied at Big Ten Media Days. That's strike one.
A lot of people lie
me.
to the media.
Exactly, yeah, a lot of people lie. But I mean, this is something as serious as domestic violence. Did you follow protocol upon hearing that your assistant coach had that kind of history? So that's what it comes down to. We'll know this week. We'll know this week.
Darian, fired, suspended, or right back out there for game one?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got to side with Doug here. At first, I thought he was done. I thought he was gone. I thought there was no way this could come back from this just because of, he lied at Big Ten Media Day. It seems like he knew exactly what was going on. He knew what happened in 2015. It seems like, this is a history of something that's dating back to 2009. And now I'm not so sure. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen based on, now touching on what Al said, did he follow protocol?
Yeah.
If he followed protocol, there's really nothing necessarily that you can do. I mean, you can't necessarily say that he's got to be responsible for the actions of people when they go to their own home. However, you are responsible for who you bring onto your staff, and if you knew that this guy had a history of domestic violence, he shouldn't be anywhere near this program. So like I said, this week is going to be really, really interesting. They set a deadline when this investigation was done. I'm curious to see what comes out of it.
And that deadline was today.
Yeah,
and also,
we're going to get the announcement. Hey, we have a salacious sidebar Friday with the news that he's had $2,000 worth of sex toys delivered to the Woody Hayes Center. He has taken lewd photographs in the White House when the Buckeyes were there in 2014. Has had sex with a staffer on campus. What do you make of this, and how does this enter into the investigation?
Again, from an optical standpoint, you have to question the character of Urban Meyer here. I don't know how you can't. But also, Doug and Darian just stated that they don't think anything's going to happen to Urban Meyer. I think that at least him lying at Big Ten Media Days, that's got to count for something, right? I mean, I think that he'll at least get suspended here. I'm looking at a suspension, maybe 4 or 5 games, but I don't know how you can look at the story and say, Urban, go ahead, get back out there. I wouldn't be surprised, though.
I think he'll be back for the TCU game. There's no way he's not going to coach that third game. You could have been a Maryland Terrapin. The staff had known what it was doing. And now we hear about DJ Durkin. He's suspended. He may lose his job. The university president takes full responsibility for the death of a student. Players from Stanford now speaking out against DJ Durkin. What a mess.
It is a mess. It is. It's a crazy mess. It's terrible to hear. It's terrible to hear that there's some sort of issues going on internally at Maryland. So I hope they figure it out. I really do. But condolences to Jordan McNair and his family. It's a tragic incident.
We'll be right back. Our Going Green segment up next here on Press Pass.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Jamie Foxx hosts the hit music game show Beat Shazam, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
Today is the day that the old goes away. Today is the right time.
It isn't just about vision. It's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
This month, Shaheen Chevrolet celebrates 48 years of giving our guests the ultimate automotive experience.
We've grown a lot since 1970, like adding our state-of-the-art 8-bay oil and tire center.
And expanding our lot to include one of the largest selections of pre-owned vehicles in Michigan.
Late models, low miles, and no worries.
Because our GM certified pre-owned vehicles come with a detailed history report, 2 warranties, and included maintenance.
And special internet deals at ShaheenChevrolet.com.
You get a better used car deal because you get a better used car at Mid-Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Shaheen Chevrolet.
You won't get that anywhere else.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you, as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
Coach, explain to me, if you would, the slogan "Heave." It has shown up a lot on social media surrounding this team. What's the significance of that?
Well, I went to winter work, fourth quarter workouts, or bottom line, which is our summer conditioning deal, and it was early in the morning, and Coach Bailey had them doing a tug of rope thing, you know, and they had different teams that they were working at it, and one team should have lost, very much outweighed, and all of a sudden, I think it was Andrew Dow started just saying heave, 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 and I thought, that'll work this year. But I think the whole message is we have to go in the same direction in unison, and it's inch by inch, and you better hold on to that rope. And it's going to take everybody in this program to get to where we want to go. And so I thought that was the message.
Al Martin, who's that older gentleman in Darian Harris's chair?
I know. I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, oh, where's Darian at? No, he held it down earlier this week, though.
Nice of you to give up your seat for a few minutes there.
Yeah, just a few minutes, man. And then Brian Lewerke and Joe Bocci sat in that same seat, too. And let me tell you, it's pretty sweaty when my turn came up. They were right after practice. They had to put a towel down. But
that was after practice.
That was after practice.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody did a great job. Everybody did a great job. Coach Tressel was actually asking for tips before he went on.
Is that right?
And then asking me to critique him after. So everybody has fun with that. It's always fun when BTN comes.
And you were a wise choice to be a Michigan State captain 3 years ago. How important is that decision? We're going to hear about it Thursday morning. And who do you think the team leaders will be for 2018?
Well, I think it's always an important decision on who's chosen as captains. I think this year can be like into 2015 when I was chosen. And what I mean by that is there's about 10 guys on this team that could be captains for this 2018 Michigan State football team. And I think that's a great thing to have. If Vegas were to put out a bet line on who would be captains of Michigan State, I think I would only put my money on one guy as a lock. And that's Corey Willis. I think he's the only guy that would be comfortable right now saying, okay, I guarantee you he's probably going to be elected as captain.
Okay.
But the other two or three or one, you know, we're not sure what Coach D would do this year, spots. There's just so many guys
Not
out
Lewerke?
there.
Not a guarantee?
Lewerke is obviously a guy that I expect to be one, but don't know. You never know. Not necessarily guaranteed. Joe Bocci as well.
Got to have a linebacker in there, right?
I would hope so. You know, I'm a little biased about that, but LJ Scott is a guy that's upped his leadership. I saw that a lot at practice. Andrew Dow, Raekwon Williams and his story and what he wants to do and give back to the city of Chicago. So how that's now transpired to his leadership on the team. Byron Bulla, another one of those Bulla guys, even though he's not necessarily a starter yet, he still might be day one. He might have been the guy that was the most vocal at practice. So I'm not sure necessarily who's going to be the captains, but the 3 choices or 2 choices or 4 choices or 10 choices are going to be great.
Doug Warren, we've seen a wide range of projections for Michigan State this season, most of them in the 8 to 15 area. What did you think of Brian Jones from CBS Sports coming out, and with his college football playoff projections, has Michigan State the number 3 choice? There you see as Clemson number 1, Florida, the SEC champ, in his mind number 2, Michigan State 3, and the Washington Huskies 4th.
Well, the Florida pick was, I thought, way out left field. Well, much more than Michigan State. Michigan State, a couple things going for them. They're going to have a top 10 defense, just like they did last year. And that's going to set the stage for them. They have a very favorable schedule. Ohio State's here in East Lansing. Michigan's here in East Lansing. Tough road games at Penn State. And late in the year, where they've always had trouble at Nebraska, but it leans in Michigan State's favor that way. And the X factor is the quarterback, Brian Lewerke. He is a guy who could lead this football team, rushing and passing, give them a dimension that they haven't had before. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Al Martin, taking a look at the Michigan State schedule quickly, a lot of people talk about the bye week being too early again, but you see it in the spot on September 15th between the game at Arizona State. They get back very late for that one. And then a trip to Indiana, which is kind of a potential banana peel.
Right.
And it might not be a bad place for a bye.
I don't like it, though.
You don't like it?
I like late byes because of injuries. It's football. It happens. Again, having to bye that early, injuries happen. I would like Michigan State to have something later on in the year to heal up. But
I had one early last year, and it wound up with a 10-3 season.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
bad.
That's true.
We'll be right back with much more Out of the Blue up next.
Get in the game during the Honda Summer Spectacular event because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda. At Not Just Guns in Mason, we are not just gun experts, we're knowledgeable enthusiasts. From full-service gunsmithing to concealed carry and training classes, we have something for shooters of all experience levels. Click our online auction every Wednesday for hundreds of new and used guns. We have the latest and greatest in firearms, accessories, and ammunition. We buy, trade, or let us sell it for you. Friendly staff can fit you with the perfect firearm for your every need. If we don't have it, we'll order it. Not Just Guns in Mason. Click or call today.
PFCU is more than a financial institution. We are a proud community partner. Our support includes awarding scholarships, providing education on financial literacy, and sponsoring local events in the communities we serve.
Experience the versatility of utility at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Chris, this is like some of the cars the Graff family has sold over the last 104 years.
Yeah, no power steering, no radio, no GPS, no OnStar. Boy, a lot's changed.
Yeah, and for the good. But some things haven't changed.
Like making friends and saving people a lot of money.
Drive away a 2018 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 as low as $148 a month, or get a 2018 Malibu LT as low as $106 a month.
It's our annual anniversary sale, and you're getting the presents.
During our Graff anniversary sale going on now at every Graff dealership.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
The ability to maneuver and move around as an athlete, and a guy that has experience now, you know, that piece gets overlooked, you know. Oh, you know, this guy's a good player, let him play. Oh, why isn't he playing good? Why don't you give him a chance to breathe and let him play good? How about that? And, you know, sometimes I think, we forget about that. But this guy has played. He's played a lot. And he's been in the soup, you know, at a high level. So, you know, I think that gives him general respect. But the way he goes about doing it, you know, he certainly earned my respect. You know, he came in to talk coverage today with the boss. So, you know, I mean, he's just a great kid. And, you know, I'm excited to see him play against other people.
That is University of Michigan defensive coordinator Don Brown. Is respected across the country. Last year, terrific defense, but still managed to lose 5 games. Al Martin, can Don Brown's defense this year save Jim Harbaugh's program in September and go 5-0 through that first month?
Well, I'm a little iffy when it comes to that first game against Notre Dame. I will say, what Don Brown has been able to do as the defensive coordinator at U of M has been pretty impressive. I mean, last year they were tied for the nation lead in tackles for loss with
better
114.
than DJ Durkin as defensive coordinator there?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. I would say. Again, they led the nation, though, last year in 114 tackles for loss as a team last year. They returned 72% of that TFL number. In his 26 games as defensive coordinator, Brown's Michigan defenses have given up 400 yards just twice. But it all comes down to that offense, Jack.
Yeah.
Shea Patterson, will he be the Messiah that everybody is heralding him to be?
Is he going to turn the ball over?
That's the big question. We haven't seen much of him. We haven't seen a spring game with him in it either. So that's the big question. Can the offense score? And I'm not confident right now.
Darian, if you look at the Wolverines last season, 2017 Michigan team reminded me a little bit of the 2012 Spartans. Very good defense. offense not good enough to survive. But in 2012, Michigan State won that last game of the year at Minnesota, won the bowl game, and that was a springboard to a tremendous 2013 season. This Michigan team is coming in with a 3-game losing streak. How important is that game against Notre Dame?
Oh, it's incredibly important because you're playing against a nationally known, nationally prestigious, nationally ranked team in Notre Dame. I mean, some people have Notre Dame as a possible college football playoff contender this year, so that just shows the progression that Notre Dame's taken in the last few years to get back to that dominance that they're used to. So Michigan has to come out the gate swinging. They have to come out the gate swinging. A win in this game could obviously springboard them to a successful season. A loss doesn't necessarily mean that the season is going to be, bad and tank, but, getting blown out, having to be a very lopsided game in terms of Notre Dame taking a big victory, that could, pay off in terms of Notre Dame having a successful season, whereas Michigan sliding down and looking at another 5-loss season. So I think this game is really important.
Who wins, very quickly?
I have Notre Dame in this one.
Notre Dame.
Again, just like Al said, I don't trust the offense yet.
Okay.
You got to score points nowadays in football. You have to score points. Defense can be as good as you want it to be. You got to put points on the board just because of the way football as a whole is changing.
Notre Dame, Doug?
You got to take Notre Dame because they're at home.
Mm-hmm. Tom Crawford just turned off his television set. Tom, come back.
I know Michigan's a 1.5-point favorite right now.
So they have a championship defense, Jack, the Wolverines, but until the questions are answered on offense, third, fourth place in the Big Ten may become norm for them.
All right, we talked about this Friday on The Drive with Jack and Tom. It was our Twitter poll question. Which happens first? The University of Michigan wins its division and the Big Ten championship game, or the Detroit Lions win their division and a playoff game.
Yeah, I hope Tom didn't turn his TV off because I think Michigan's got a better chance of winning in Indianapolis, finding their way there and doing that than the Lions. Look, Lions have one playoff win since 1957. Yeah. They haven't won the division since 1991. Michigan's won way more games and big games than that. So history shows that it'll be the Wolverines to do it before the Lions do.
Michigan hasn't won the Big Ten or a division since 2004, and you have to go back twice that far to find the last time the Lions did anything. Yeah. So don't know if that's going to happen. What do you think about that, Darian? Do you think that Michigan is going to break through, if not this year, next year, one of these years?
I mean, I would assume it has to happen eventually. I mean, just with the way that history of sports works, Michigan has a prolific of enough program to bring in the recruits that they bring in every year. They're just trying to make it work. They're trying to figure out which system works for them, and they're trying to figure out how to pair an offense with the championship caliber defense they have. So, in terms of the Lions, I mean, as long as, Aaron Rodgers is in that division, the Vikings keep playing like they are, it's going to be really hard for the Lions to win that.
Al, this shows you how long it's been since Michigan's won the Big Ten. I said to someone, recruiting class comes in and leaves. Another recruiting class comes in and leaves. Another recruiting class comes in and leaves. It's been longer than that. And the Michigan fan says to me, yeah, but what if he redshirted?
Excuses, right, Jay?
Exactly.
They got to answer for everything.
We'll be right back talking pro football and the Lions up next on Press Pass.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
In a world in need of integrity, Fox 47 presents a team of superheroes that will rule your daytime. The League of Justice, bringing truth, compassion, humor to a city yearning for fairness, led by the masked crusader Judge Millian.
What business do you have having a minor who's 16 go with you instead of her parents? You're a grown man.
People's Court puts naughty people in their place. Then Paternity Court saves the day by finding out who is your daddy.
I'll dismiss your case and throw you out. Got it?
The mighty Mathis and the sizzling trio of hot bench blaze the trail for the Queen of the Court, Judge Judy.
Because you were being paid in cash that you weren't reporting.
The League of Justice Rules weekdays on Fox 47.
Get it while it's hot. Ow! An all-new MasterChef, Wednesday on Fox.
Parents, let's celebrate. It's National Back to School Month. Time to kick Junior off to school. Now's your chance to get an awesome pre-owned vehicle with great financing and the Credit Union Advantage. Michigan's only credit union-backed program for those with bad credit, self-employed, and limited income, with unheard rates from 2.99 to 9.99%. Plus, get a free $200 back-to-school gift card. Your kid wants to go back to school in something cool, so visit Lansing Auto Connection.
Most people think about new windows when the weather starts to turn, but that's not the best time. The best time is right now. It's Wallside's best offer of the year. 6 years, no interest. It only happens once a year. 6 years, interest-free. Plus half off every Wallside window style. You'll get great windows custom-made with installation in 1 day. 6 years, no interest. Call right now. 1-800-521-7800.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Retirement Protection Services and longtime area financial advisor Jack Vogler. Earn interest based on stock market performance with zero exposure to market downturns. Give Jack a call at 339-4777. That's 339-4777. I'm glad I did. Detroit Lions in action, well, maybe inaction is the proper word. Friday night, Ford Field, I was down there watching them play the New York Giants, and yeah, there were a couple of moments. There's a late touchdown pass, Jake Rudock, TJ Jones, and here's Rudock on a extended sneak, had to wait to get in and see if the ball was over the line. But for the most part, the Lions looked absolutely inept. Doug Warren, the first audible boos of the Patricia era, came with 21 seconds to go in the first half. 4th and 1 at the Giants' 31. Now you've got a team that needs confidence, needs to know that it can run the ball. So he calls for a transoceanic field goal from Matt Prater. Boos cascading down, and then when he clangs it off the right upright, it was really loud in Ford Field.
Not a surprise. Lions fans have been restless for a long time, Jack, and the way this team's looked, again, oh, it's preseason, okay, but up front, this team sucks. I mean, they can't block anybody. They don't have a pass rush. They can't do anything. And you have guys like Ashawn Robinson out seemingly sliding down the depth chart, playing in the fourth quarter the other night. Jared Davis is completely out to lunch in pass defense still. I don't understand. This team looks like a 6-10 team right now. And 2 months ago, and even this week, people are talking about how they can make the playoffs. This team's not making the playoffs. They can't block. Matt Stafford will be knocked out, and then who knows what happens. You're looking at 2-14 with the bums they have at backup quarterback.
They have never mastered the concept of setting the edge and not letting the back get outside of you as he goes to the cone.
Right.
And I don't know if Jared Davis could cover you. I guarantee he couldn't cover Darian.
No, not a chance.
So
he's good against the run, but 2 down linebackers, that went out in the 1980s. So you got to play 3 downs now. And so I don't know what the hell they're going to do with him unless they make him into a pass rusher. Blitz him all the time.
Al, how much of what we have seen or haven't seen in these first 2 preseason games is a problem adjusting to Matt Patricia's system, willing to allow for that possibility and give him some time? Obviously, we haven't seen much of Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford is not the problem. That's not what has everyone going, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And how much of it is just a lack of talent or ability to master certain concepts?
Well, first off, props to Doug. Tell us how you really feel, Doug. Oh, man. I feel you, though. I mean, I think it's 50-50. To answer your question, Jack, 50-50. I mean, this is a new coach in Matt Patricia taking over a system where, these players were used to the Jim Caldwell system for 3 years. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and make things happen. Now, again, it is the preseason, but you look at these first 2 preseason games, and I don't need to recount what Doug just stated. I mean, there's no pass rush. Matthew Stafford, he was sacked twice against the Giants again. Total, when it comes to the entire quarterback core, they were sacked a total of 4 times. Didn't get any sacks when it comes to a New York Giants player for that Lions defense. So it's very alarming right now. I still want to pump the brakes just to see what happens come regular season, because I think that Matthew Stafford is going to go down as the greatest Detroit Lions quarterback of all time. I want to see what he can do.
Better than Bobby Lane.
Yeah, I think when his career is said and done, I think Matthew Stafford will be that guy.
Probably should win more than 0 playoff games.
Yeah, that's true. You got to get a playoff win, right, Matty? But still, this Lions team has got a long way just looking at them right now through 2 preseason games.
Darian, you have played in NFL preseason games, and week 3 is where you probably get the best look at what teams are going to be. The Lions at Tampa Bay next week. If they don't show any basic improvement, how concerned should fans be?
I think you have to be a little bit more so than normal because it is week 3, like you said. Week 3 is usually known as a dress rehearsal game, so starters will probably play the first half. Maybe not necessarily Matt Stafford, but maybe so. You know, just based on how they've been playing, it kind of got to be a little skeptical because of their offensive line. You can't really protect anybody. You don't want Stafford to go down. But generally speaking, starters and second string guys may even play into the third quarter. So you're going to really see, you know, the crux of your team, the core, the nucleus of your team. And based on the way these 2 first preseason games have gone, if you don't have a new quarterback, but you do have a new coach, you can take a little bit from preseason. You know, watching the Hard Knocks and things of that nature. Because they have a new quarterback, I think you can take a lot more out of preseason. With the Lions, they obviously don't have a new quarterback, but they have a new coach. So you want to see how the team is playing, how they're responding. And I expected them to come out the gate swinging these first 2 preseason games because of Matt Patricia coming in and setting a new tone. It just seems like it hasn't happened yet.
Doug, go back through the Lions' history and preseason in 1952 when they won the championship. 7 preseason games. Now they're down to 4. Do you think it'll ever go lower than that?
I think it will when they have the next collective bargaining agreement. I think they'll somehow finagle a way to move it to 18 regular season games and cut it down to 2 preseason games.
Buccaneers and the Browns left before that Monday Night Football opener, Ford Field. We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the NFL Legends Classic and a great time we had. Our Paving the Way segment for McKerney Asphalt. We'll talk about all the people giving back and giving to NPH USA and the Shinsky Orphanage.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda. New 2018 Honda Accord LX, just $249 a month. Or new 2018 Honda Civic LX, only $169 a month. During the Honda Summer Spectacular event at Capital Honda. Because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Streamline Enterprises would like to thank you for your continued support over the last 20 years. If you're looking for a local company you can trust for roofing, siding, windows, gutters, or insulation, call Streamline Enterprises.
Take advantage of our 20th anniversary special. Save 20% on all roofs, siding, insulation, windows, and gutters. Limited time offer. Call today.
Streamline Enterprises.
PFCU is more than a financial institution. We are a proud community partner. Our support includes awarding scholarships, providing education on financial literacy, and sponsoring local events in the communities we serve.
Tim Allen's back and all new Last Man Standing, Fridays this fall on Fox.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE company family.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for Paving the Way, brought to you by McKerney Asphalt. your smart choice for all commercial and residential paving. Give Team McKerney a call at 484-3188, as I just did, and give your property a great new look. If not, it's no one's fault but your own. There you see a couple of broadcasters there.
Two legends.
Bob Costas, I'm the taller one, off to the right. But Doug Warren, it was great to have a chance to get to know Bob Costas a little bit at dinner on Sunday night. Came over and spent some time with us on Monday, watching him with the job shadow. Very giving of his time, and he raised a boatload of money on Monday night. He did. He was good as the auctioneer, Jack, and as nice a guy as you could ever meet. I hope to meet somebody of that stature. You know, a lot of those people, they don't really make time for everybody, but he was a guy who took time for everybody, whether it was us or fans or whoever that came up, fellow golfers, stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, and it's a great event, Jack, and it's something I look forward to every year, not only because of what we get to do and meet the people that we meet there, but for the cause itself. There you see Joe DeLamielleure and Reggie McKenzie. There's kind of a team photo before the players went out on the course. There's Too Tall Jones. He did not eat my dinner, but it was close. On Monday night, there's Costas doing the segment with us at the Biltmore Country Club. There's John Shinsky, the man of the hour, 6th annual NFL Legends Classic. Kelly Dean there from Dean Transportation made it possible for so many people to get there. Who or what impressed you the most from all of our time in suburban Chicago? What impressed me the most is that, once again, the NFL players, legends, many of them Hall of Famers, multiple-time Pro Bowlers, championship-winning players. They come back every year for this event, and they all say it's one of their most enjoyable events that they look forward to. And because of of what it means for the Shinsky Orphanage, all those young kids in Mexico that have a chance to have a successful life because of John Shinsky's dream, that's what's most important about this, and that's why I'm happy to take part in it every year. Al, players lined up waiting for a chance to play in this and to bid for some of these auction items, a chance to sit with Bob Costas at the World Series, a chance to sit with the families at the Super Bowl. But what does it say that 21 former NFL players, including 9 Hall of Famers, came back and said it's the first thing they circle on their calendar every year? It's amazing. You know, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned the word character, right? This is character at its best, without a doubt. And I think that the players who came back for this wonderful event that Doug and yourself, Jack, got a chance to attend, I mean, they've been impacted by leaders in their lives. And those leaders have put an emphasis on these players that giving back is essential. I'm big on that. You know, if you do have whatever platform you are in life, giving back is what we should do as human beings. So that's what it's all about. Love it, love it. Darian, players came from as far away as California, Arizona, Texas, North Carolina, wanted to be there. Does this dispel the notion some people have that these players just like to sit and play with their money and they don't do anything to give back? Well, it should. I mean, this is just one of the countless examples of professional athletes throughout all sports giving back with their time, money, anything they possibly can to give back to their communities, to other communities. I mean, just, within our Michigan State community, with all the professional players that have come out of state, if a guy needs help at a camp, I mean, guys are on the plane flying across the country to go help him at the camp. I mean, look at, Benny Fowler's camp, Darquez Denard's camp, everything that Draymond does, Curtis Drummond. I mean, guys are flying left and right just to go spend a day at a camp for a day. I mean, can you imagine flying, from Michigan to Atlanta just for a day and a half, just to be at Darquez's camp? I mean, those are the types of things that athletes do. And, you see the big things, obviously, with LeBron and things of that nature, but there's a lot of smaller things as well that mean just as much. And seeing something like this with 9 Hall of Famers and other NFL legends showing up, it's pretty special. Mark D'Antonio loves to say everyone has a story. And we heard some great ones, Doug. We heard about Doug Plank, and he was dreaming of playing for Joe Paterno. I wrote him a letter every week. Paterno dropped the letters back off and said, I'm sorry, son, we're not going to recruit you at Penn State. Somehow Ohio State finds out that Joe Paterno's been in the school. They come in the next week, offer him a scholarship. So would you like to play at Ohio State? He says, it's the only thing I've ever wanted to do in my whole life. And we heard about Reggie McKenzie and Joe DeLamielleure. Here they're the electric company with the Buffalo Bills blocking for O.J. Simpson. And Reggie McKenzie would have come to Michigan State if the recruitment had gone better. And Joe DeLamielleure wanted to go to Michigan. His dad wouldn't let him, said, you're going to go play for Duffy Daugherty. So they could have switched. So many of these stories, Ed Too Tall Jones gets his nickname Too Tall for Football because he never played high school football, and he goes out for football the first day, and they don't have any pants that will come down over his thigh. So I said, just stay out of contact until we special order you some pants.
So that's how he got the nickname?
That's how he got the name.
Wow, that's great. That's
so many amazing stories, and the way that these guys would give back. They would spend a lot of time with the golfers. They develop relationships, and there was some great efforts by people from Lansing too, not just on the course, but also in terms of their generosity off the course.
Yeah, without a doubt. That was the best auction I can remember since we've been there. The prices got driven up pretty high with some of the bidding going on, so it was a lot of fun.
We'll be right back with our Take It to the Bank segment. Dart Bank up next.
Today is the day that the old goes away. Today is the right time.
It isn't just about vision, it's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
This month, Shaheen Chevrolet celebrates 48 years of giving our guests the ultimate automotive experience.
We've grown a lot since 1970, like adding our state-of-the-art 8-bay oil and tire center.
And expanding our lot to include one of the largest selections of pre-owned vehicles in Michigan.
Late models, low miles, and no worries.
Because our GM certified pre-owned vehicles come with a detailed history report, 2 warranties, and included maintenance.
And special internet deals at ShaheenChevrolet.com.
You get a better used car deal because you get a better used car at Mid-Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Shaheen Chevrolet.
You won't get that anywhere else.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
Chris, this is like some of the cars the Graff family has sold over the last 104 years.
Yeah, no power steering, no radio, no GPS, no OnStar. Boy, a lot's changed.
Yeah, and for the good. But some things haven't changed.
Like making friends and saving people a lot of money.
Drive away a 2018 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 as low as $148 a month. Or get a new Equinox LT starting at just $109 a month.
It's our annual anniversary sale, and you're getting the presents.
During our Graff anniversary sale going on now at every Graff dealership.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango. And Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Time for our Take It to the Bank segment. Brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. There you see the Pewamo Westphalia Pirates last year against Saugatuck en route to a second straight Division VII state championship. Been in the final 3 straight years. And they wanted an easy opener. Not. They wind up playing the Ithaca Yellow Jackets, 5 state championships since 2010. And Doug Warren, this is going to be maybe the best opener for high school football that we have ever had in mid-Michigan. They had to move this game to Alma College. That's how much interest there is here. We are now 4 nights from the start of high school football, 11 nights from the first Big Ten game, actually a conference game, Northwestern at Purdue. Let's start with the high schools, and what can we bank on with prep football in 2018?
Well, there's going to be a lot of change. DeWitt's playing in a new division, and new coaches at places like Lansing, Everett, Mike Smith, who again was a great coach at Holt and did a rebuild job at Eaton Rapids. He's taking on another task here with the Everett Vikings. Eastern and Sexton are going to have, again, those are the teams that are just kind of in flux right now, Jack. Right. I think the city schools in Lansing are going to have a tough time again fielding competitive teams. But again, that opener up at Alma College Friday night, that's something that we're all looking forward to, and it's going to be a real interesting season in that regard.
We'll be up there in tremendous respect, but they have T-shirts and they have posters, and they're really going at it for this game. So, and starting the season with a game like that, it's a little bit like opening your season with the Daytona 500. You got your big game right out of the chute. So.
And the streak is on the line for Ithaca, right? The regular season win streak is on the line against PW?
Well, they won 69 in a row. And
right.
So, yes, absolutely. But in terms of the regular season streak, pretty amazing stuff.
Amazing. Yeah. Terry Hessbrook, wow.
Yeah. Al, what can we take to the bank with the 2018 Big Ten season aside from Michigan and Michigan State?
I had to think about this because aside from Michigan State, I'm looking at the landscape right now, and I tell you what, Jack, I'm all in on Scott Frost at Nebraska. Yeah. I love the dude. Again, he's returning home after having the incredible year that UCF had last season. Many people believe they should have competed in the college football playoff, maybe, right? Maybe expand that thing and they get in. But Scott Frost, I'm all in on him, and I think that you can take to the bank that he will get Nebraska to become bowl eligible this upcoming year.
I think Nebraska is a year away from being really, really good. Wisconsin, watch out. You've got this year. Northwestern's nipping at you a little bit, but from now on, you're going to have to deal with Nebraska.
Yeah.
Darian, what about the 2018 Michigan State defense? And give me two players who could surprise on that side of the ball.
Well, I thought that saying that they'll finish top 3 in rushing was a little bit too easy. I think that's almost a given, to be honest with you.
Second in the nation in rushing last year.
Exactly. So that's pretty good. So I would go that they'll finish top 3 in total defense this year in the nation. I think they're that good. I think they returned the best secondary in the entire Big Ten. And Josiah Scott seems like he'll be back pretty soon. And then two players to look out for. Antoine Simmons is one. When he gets back in that rotation, it's always good to have that third, fourth, fifth linebacker that can come in specialty situations and make something happen. And then,
I knew we talk about a linebacker.
I mean, I have to.
He has to.
Have to. I mean, what do you want me to do? And then, maybe a guy that's not necessarily a surprise, but I think he's going to have a huge year is Raekwon Williams. I think he's really motivated to have a big year, a first-team All-Big Ten caliber elite year. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and I think this is going to be where he puts it all together and wreaks havoc in the middle.
Mark D'Antonio likes to talk about Raekwon Williams being the mayor of Chicago someday. And I asked him about that, and he doesn't want to talk about it yet. He's not declaring his candidacy, but he didn't say he's not running. We'll be right back in just a minute. All our weekly awards, our Culver's Cool and Smooth segment, up next on Press Pass.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
coach is here to lay down the law.
Weekdays at 3 on Fox 47.
Parents, let's celebrate. It's National Back to School Month. Time to kick Junior off to school. Now's your chance to get an awesome pre-owned vehicle with great financing and the Credit Union Advantage. Michigan's only credit union backed program for those with bad credit, self-employed, and limited income, with unheard rates from 2.99 to 9.99%. Plus, get a free $200 back-to-school gift card. Your kid wants to go back to school in something cool, so visit Lansing Auto Connection.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. At the plate for the White Sox, Ryan Lamar, pride of Jackson Lumen Christi and the University of Michigan, making solid contact, his first at bat Tuesday night. And you see ball sailing over the fence. That was his first career home run at age 29. I love these perseverance stories. Wow. Right? The Lakers had one like that with Andre Ingram.
Yep.
Yeah. And here's a guy who will not take no for an answer. He was with the Twins, the White Sox, up and down, and he'll be back somewhere. He's going to have another chance. But congratulations to him. And it's a funny story. His uncle sees where the ball is in the stands. It bounced sideways, and actually cross-country coach for Livonia Franklin picks up the ball, and uncle comes over to him and says, "Hey, can I get that ball? That's my nephew." He says, "That's not your nephew. Don't give me that one."
He didn't believe him.
No, he didn't give him. So he gives him $40 and takes the ball, and it's a great story. And now they've got the souvenir.
Wow.
So how about that?
How about
All
that?
right.
Yeah.
Team 256, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Darian Harris, let's start with you in our play of the week.
I got a few plays of the week, and they're not the best plays. In fact, they're actually completely awful and terrible plays. And this could be a whole segment in itself, but I'm completely disgusted by this, so I had to find a way to talk about this in the perfect way. Yeah. There's now been, I think, 3, if not 4 instances of unnecessary roughness called in these preseason games.
I know where you're going.
On a sack by the Vikings, a tackle by a Cardinals safety. I think a Ravens player's gotten called one. And it just is unbelievable to me that football has become this. Yeah. I understand trying to keep the players safe, but you know what you sign up for when you play football. You know what you sign up for when you're a kid and you put those pads on, you put that helmet on. So I guess my true play of the week is guys like Richard Sherman coming out and completely, you know, speaking out against this rule and saying it's not football. Richard Sherman, as eloquent as a guy as he is, he came out with, you know, cold hard facts, used rugby as an example, pulled up a rugby play on YouTube, put it on his Twitter, and said, hey, this play right now would be called a penalty in the NFL, but it's called a perfectly executed tackle in rugby. So it's a shame that that's what it's going for. And this penalty is going to cost the team a game or 2 this season. And it's unbelievable that regular textbook tackles are now being called.
The Seahawks now have gone to the rugby tackle.
Yeah. And we watched film on them. So,
Doug Warren, what about our game of the week?
Game of the week, Friday night, the Chicago Cubs beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0, and the Cubs made history by turning 7 double plays, which tied a Major League record for a 9-inning game. It only happened twice before. 1969, the Astros versus the Giants, and 1942, the Yankees versus the A's. So some history the other night in a 1-0 game.
Wow.
With Chicago.
Al Martin, team of the week.
I'm going some NFL preseason football. I sat back on my couch before I hit the gym at 12 a.m. Thursday night, and I watched the Packers and Steelers game.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. 51 points on the steel curtain. Mike Tomlin, what is going on out in Pittsburgh, man? But Aaron Rodgers, he connected with Jimmy Graham. That's going to be an interesting, love connection that we'll see evolve throughout the season. He also had a nice little duck. Crosses the line of scrimmage for a run and slides. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, is ready for some football. So I'm going with the Green Bay Packers, Jack.
Very nice. Player of the week, I mentioned Ryan Lamar, gave him the shout out, but I also want to mention Pat Shurmur. Coming home, Dearborn Divine Child product, didn't get the Lions job, realized after the interview, as much as that was a success, the Lions knew who they were going to hire. He gets a better job with the New York Giants, loves the organization. We nearly got arrested after the game together. That's another story. We'll tell you that one tomorrow on The Drive with Jack and Tom.
Talk about a tease, right?
Absolutely. Want to thank Team 256, Al Martin, host of Current Sports, Darian Harris, he's everywhere, and Doug Warren, Director of Sports Programming for the Spotlight Radio Network. We will be back next week, everyone, and we'll have football season. High schools will be done. Colleges will be about to be played. Looking forward to it. Have a great week, everyone.
Get in the game during the Honda Summer Spectacular event because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
We've been doing this work for almost half a century together. That's why people call us Michigan's first family of law. Chances are we've probably helped someone you know.
The Greater Michigan Construction Academy has a skilled trades career path for you. Check us out at gmca.edu or on Facebook. GMCA is a proud sponsor of racing on Fox 47.
Mallory and I would like to say thank you.
You've made Fox 47 Morning News Mid-Michigan's fastest growing morning newscast.
We'll see you tomorrow at 7.